come back. Oil, taco, ain't no way they run that fast. No, quiet. So expecting a bounce back up to that gap, and they've made some. You can see it's on the bots now. The moving average, some traders, bot trading in between. I suspect it's going to go back up to and push 100 before it gets that gap, and then we'll come back down and close that gap. And I think we may be settled after that point, but who the hell? You can't call that. I called the end of the war a few months ago, and technically, I think that it is the end of the war because it's not really. It's a geopolitical. The charts show you that eventually it just washes all through. Will it have an effect on inflation? I think is the big thing, and that is registered in oil. So it'll be important to watch this to make sure that after that gap's closed, that we do start to make our way back down, and that is a way of for them to say and present to the world that inflation is under control. So we've got those numbers coming out next week, and gold hasn't really went and sat up in those areas. I mean, oil. So shouldn't see this really affect too much of the inflation numbers. It should be the other stuff, which is we all know still high. But they're changing all that stuff on how they're reading that, how they're presenting that. But it also will make the data more volatile, which kind of see that with the jobs miss this morning. And it was a 0.5%, but that's Forex, and that's data dependent. And that's what's going to happen when the Fed is pushing everybody to those data prints. So we'll start looking at that Forex calendar more and paying attention to it because we have to. They pretty much said we're taking away our guidance. It ain't going to do you no good to listen to the press conference. We're not even going to have as many meetings. Who gives a fuck about a dot plot and all that? And the market before all this happened started. And I've seen some new stuff, but you got to watch out because they're going to go back and forth. We're going to hike. We're not. We're going to hike. I say they sit tight for a while. You do have strong PMIs, but now you have a weak jobs number comes in. So next week, what happens if you get weak inflation? What does that mean? You keep flip flopping back. What happens if you get strong inflation? So you get a weak jobs number that says, what does that say? Reduce rates. We need help. And then you get high inflation. What's that say? Raise rates. Everything costs so much, and you're just going to get a pull back and forth in volatility. What is the clear direction at this point? I feel like the dollar's turn and those bullish moves going higher and breaking those highs are most likely behind us. And I think the metals are kind of showing you that with this bounce too. That a lot of people do feel like that. Unfortunately, crypto is not showing a shit anymore. Again, but volatility links up one. I mean, this is just what crypto moves up and down. It's the band of the up and down move. There's no movement. What's going on? There's no liquidity. There's no interest. There's no retail. There's nobody. They're not even attempting to bring folks over here, as far as I'm concerned. You've got to turn up the volume. You got to turn up the pump. You got to print some tether. You got to move this shit, or nobody cares. And you're definitely not going to put off big, huge pumps on big coins or anything like that if you don't set that up and have people ready for it. Is that what they've been doing for the last 5 years? No, they ran everybody off. Does that mean they want to make all the money? Could be. But you still got to have participation, engagement, and somebody paying attention. Or what the fuck is the point of pumping anything? There is none. Will everybody come back? A lot of folks will. They haven't taken those crypto charts off. They haven't. They're not going to stop seeing those percentages if this stuff starts pumping. None of that has changed, and there's more people that it can tap into fast. But until they decide to do something that people care again, what do you got? You got some dead ass crypto. and you got metals moving more than crude oil. You got Forex moving more than crude oil. You got stocks moving more than crude oil. Everything's moving more than crude oil.